Got your project, Brian, and congratulations again to winning the internal house contest. And I think this sounds really good. So there's lots of reasons to like this. Excuse me. I think for the most part, you've got some pretty great sounds, some good tracking, and like good levels. See, the piano track is a little low. Really low, so that's but everything else, well, and then the snare track, and you can see is clipping here, so I'd be curious what you ran that through, if you ran that through the drummer and that was the limiting, or if that's an internal distortion, so when he was really hitting it, there were some things going on. Other tracks are good, so organization looks really good. We got our drums, bass, the guitars, pianos, and then our vocals, couple different effects going. Got the routing correctly, so we were using the send to the reverb. One thing about the send that was intriguing to me is that all these sends are at 0. So you put the send on and then just snapped it to 0, and then you altered the amount here, but that's really, I don't know. I don't know if that was. The idea is that you can vary this amount. This is how much you want to send to the kick, to the reverb, and I guess, I mean, it's kind of working, but it's kind of unusual that they all be at the exact same level, and they're at the exact same level based on whatever you tracked on, right? So that just, there's another step there is to determine how much, and if your reverb is, one of the spices, well, and that I want to put on, all these different flavors, do I want the same amount, on the overheads, maybe not as much. I don't need the cymbals in the reverb, so to speak. It just gets a little washy. Maybe not so much the kick drum, the toms and the snare. I could see that. Guitar, you see what I'm saying? There would be some sort of variation on that. So the guitar and the delay, it's just 0. And then this is the other issue. So the reverb, when you do the reverb, why is it using this reverb? That's weird. So I see what's going on. So this, when you send the reverb, the flavor is the combination of the dry signal plus the wet signal. This being the wet signal. So what you've got is 28% reverb leaving the 72% of dry. So not only are your drums here, they're also coming through here. So this reverb should be at 100%. So this is just the reverb. And then this is varying how much of that flavor I want to hear of the reverb. This being my dry track, this being the reverb track, and this being how much I want to vary between those two. Consequently, same thing with the delay. So you've got the mix of the delay at 25%, where this is, and this should be post. I think I did that. I don't remember seeing this pre-fader. I think I might have did that. This, then, here's your guitar. Here's your delayed guitar. All the delayed guitar. So 100%. And then this is how much I want to hear of that. Otherwise, so this is just the delay. And this one usually is sitting at 0 because the delay, the effect is adjusted here. And now you're using this area down here, which is super helpful, but I doubt that our tempo is 120 beats per minute. So that delay is not quite in time. So again, what we can do, a couple things here. We can just find a loop early on in the song with a kick and snare. So there's a kick. Alright, there's our one bar. Identify beat, 40, thinks it's 42 to 43. And our tempo will come up. I don't have a numeric keyboard. at 118. So your 120 is pretty close, but that actually is the tempo of the track. Now those delay times will be right. It'll adjust a little bit, especially if I do something. Right, those are all now perfectly in time with what's going on. So, last thing was you had just wanted to. I loved seeing the automation on the guitar, like during the vocal parts. That was really cool to sort of bring that down. I like that. That was really nice. The one thing that we have the advantage of with visual editing is you had this vocal and you punched in like the lyrics were wrong or something. She sang the wrong part, and you were helping her out. So what you got, you can see that this is the line. Let's solo these 2 tracks. What you saw. Right, so you can see here this part of the track is this part of the track. So you can visually line these 2 things up and bring it in over here, something like that. And again, ballpark it. We'll do a nice big crossfade here. Zoom out. What you saw. Problem solved. Now, the other thing is this one goes on a little long. What you saw. So she goes on a little long, right? So we see this one ends here. We can do a little fade out. What you saw. Boom. She's locked in with herself, and we can do that. And that was the only one. I mean, you had an edit there. That was when I was listening. That was the only one that was really egregious. But you can see it's all pretty lined up where this is, and those little inconsistencies are what make that sound cool and give that double track. So she was really good doing that. And then I thought the use of, sometimes double track, sometimes not, was pretty tasty as well. So there's lots of good things going on here. So we got the routing right, just maybe a little fundamental adjustment on how that works. We talked about the de-esser. So lots of good things.